Congratulations, brother.
Thanks, bro.
And with the first pick,
What's up, bro?
the enemy's pick, Royce White.
And there he is, the first pick of the 2019 Big 3 player draft. Royce White joining the expansion enemies, holding up the jersey. And really, what we saw from there was a run of bigs, a lot of size going in the very first round. Royce joining us now at the desk. I'm Jay Crawford, along with Ice Cube and the MVP from Season 2, Corey Maggette. Congratulations, man. Your thoughts?
It's just an incredible time, man. I can't speak enough about what this man is doing. This is important for sports, but it's important for a lot of other reasons. If we're going to talk black, then black ownership has to become a realized effort, and he's leading the way with that.
Ownership and leadership of the Big 3. One of the things that you said to Michael, which I loved, was you're 6'7", 270, 6'8", 270
Yep.
point guard. There's only one other.
Yeah.
How do you think that's going to play out in the Big 3 from what you've seen?
3-on-3 is an interesting game in general. I think it can be tougher at times. I mean, you don't have 5 guys. You don't have the built-in help defense. The rotations are different. When I was playing in the combine, I hadn't played 3-on-3 for a while, but playing in the combine, I noticed that if you decide to go one way or the other, there's a lot of room. So, at the end of the day, strength wins. Bigger, faster, stronger is a saying for a reason. So,
well, power certainly is coming into play in the Big 3. We're going to ask you to stay with us, if you would, because the second round's going to go lightning fast. Just 2 minutes between each pick.
Yeah.
In the third round, it's just 1 minute. So these picks are going to come at us quickly. So we'll ask you to stick around as we go down now to Commissioner Clyde Drexler to announce the first pick of the second round. Clyde, go ahead, take it away.
With the first pick in the second round, the Big Black select C.J. Leslie.
So C.J. Leslie, the first pick of the second round, he will join.
Are on the clock.
He will join Sean Williams, who was the 9th overall pick of round 1 of the Bivouac. And what do you make of the strategy? What is Bivouac trying to do here?
I think when you look at their roster, they really just they need more talent. And you know this, Royce, that you want to provide the most talent. You want to provide the guys that has a lot of strength and quickness on the floor to be able to guard in 3-on-3.
Royce, I'm sure as you look around, this is going to be a transition for sure. Corey's done this. He might have a thing or two to throw your way that might help. What tip would you give Royce as he makes this transition to Big 3?
Well, first of all, I'm just very happy that Royce is back playing a game of basketball. He was a phenomenal player at Ohio State. And a lot of times, even for all of us, this is an opportunity that Q provided a second chance. And so this is a second chance for all of us to go out there and play the game of basketball at a high level again. And so for Royce, it's just playing your game, love the game. This is a beautiful game that God has blessed us with, and have fun with it.
All right, let's go back down to Commissioner Clyde Drexler, because the second pick of the second round is in. The Killer Threes will select Clyde.
And with the second pick in the second round of the 2019 Big 3 draft, the Killer Threes select Dante Green.
All right, like it.
Dante Green is off
The
the
three-headed
board.
monsters are on the clock.
What do you make of that pick, Corey?
I actually like that pick. We tried to pick up Dante Green when we had an injury to Ryan Gomes, and just so happened he was playing in the $2 million tournament, and we could get him. But there's a guy 6'9" that can shoot the basketball. He could put on the floor. So now you're going back to almost where that Shawnee Williams were. A guy can just step out and shoot the three and can take you off the dribble and then provide that size guarding those 6'10" players.
Some of these guys, you're familiar with many of these guys. What is it like for you now to kind of be in this company again, seeing players that you're familiar with and really back in the thick of it?
Yeah, I mean, me and Perry played in the Big 12 together. He was at Baylor. I almost went to Baylor when I transferred from Minnesota. I know some of these guys, some of the younger guys, some guys I met, through my time in Minnesota, guys I met play for the Wolves. But like I said, it's just a blessing to be able to meet a lot of these guys for the first time.
All right, very good. Michael standing by with Dante. Michael, take it away.
Dante, you're with one of the most combustible teams in the league. Charles Oakley, Trill Stacks. What are you going to bring to this team? I love this team.
Man, just hard work, versatility, my size, being able to guard multiple positions and go out there and just give them all.
What's your takeaway from watching the Big 3 the first 2 seasons?
Oh, man, physical. Definitely physical. Guys out there wanting to win. Guys out there coming out there to compete. And, man, just doing what we love.
All right, well, everybody's excited to see you play. Congratulations. Looking forward to seeing you season 3. Guys?
All right, Michael, thank you very much. So the three-headed monsters now on the clock with the third pick in the second round. We talked earlier about how the league really embraces something that's in the thread of playground basketball, and that's trash talk. What are your thoughts on that?
I love it. I love it. I did a lot of it at the Combine. I've done a lot of it in my career. You know, there's a lot of anti-competitive stuff going through the world of sports, and I'm glad that this league isn't like that. I think the toughness and the grittiness makes for better competition.
Any advice that you would give to Royce Cube as he makes this transition? It's a different game.
Oh, yeah. Have fun. You know, that's my advice. Have fun with the league. It's a great league. Come ready to play. And you look, you know, you're not going to have more fun in basketball than in the Big 3. Trust me. It's a great league. And we happy to have you, man. I'm happy to be able to see you play basketball again on a professional level. So I'm ecstatic, man.
So the three-headed monsters have been on the clock. I mentioned that this is going to go lightning fast. You get 2 minutes to make your pick in the second round. I'm told that the clock has expired on the three-headed monsters, so they are now on double secret probation.
Yeah.
So they are scurrying to make that pick. I understand that it is now
officially in,
making its way to the commissioner. Leave it to Gary. What do you make of this, Cube?
They lucky that we're not real stringent and they lose pick.
Can we come up with some kind of a fine? There has to be some kind of punishment.
Well, we're going to make Gary Payton, you know, he's going to have to not trash talk for the first,
that's
half
impossible.
of the game. Yeah.
That's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. All right, the pick is in. Let's go down the clock.
And with the third pick in the second round of the 2019 Big 3 draft, the three-headed monsters select Trey Simmons.
All right, Trey Simmons.
Tri-State is on the clock.
That got a bit of a buzz from the gallery down below.
Yeah.
What do you're kind of nodding your head like, okay.
I mean, you know, drafts are wild, man, and people go, you know, underrated, underappreciated, and I like the pick. I like it.
It just takes one guy to sort of see something in one of these players and says, you know what, that's the missing element that we need to bring to our team.
That's why you got to go hard. When it's time to play, when the combine come around, go hard. You never know who's watching. You never know. It ain't about your name; it's about your game. And you know, he showed he has a game, and he's on the three-headed monsters, which is a great squad.
All right, the 13th overall pick. He goes in the second round to the three-headed monsters. Your thoughts on the pick?
Well, I love the pick, and you look at these picks now, you're getting players that can compete and that are in condition to be ready.
All right, why am I not surprised? Gary Payton's joining Michael along with Trey. Michael?
All right, Gary, why did you pick this young man?
Well, he's a pure shooter, you know, and he's a native. I've been watching him ever since he was in Seattle and stuff like that. So I think he's going to give us a little bit more, especially with Rashard coming off of an injury. I think that he can bag Rashard up and do the things that he can do, and he can shoot that basketball.
How excited are you to be in Big 3 Season 3, my friend?
I'm extremely excited. You know, I'm just coming here ready to work and put my name on the map.
Gary, why were you late with your pick? You're a Hall of Famer. You have a prestigious career. Why were you late, sir? This is a live broadcast. Please, sir, tell me why.
Because I'm Gary Payton.
Guys?
Michael, I don't think anybody could have said it any better because I'm Gary Payton.
Hey, man.
And because I can.
He's the man.
All right, not late with their pick for the second round. Tri-State and Clyde Drexler is standing by to announce that pick.
And with the fourth pick in the second round of the 2019 Big 3 draft, Tri-State selects Jason Richardson.
Wow, so there it is.
Yeah.
And we had been talking sort of amongst ourselves here that we were surprised that Jason had slipped out of the first round, and now he's finally selected the fourth overall pick in the second round.
When Jason was in the league, he had a 44-inch vertical. Yesterday, I think he's about at a 42. So he hasn't lost no bounce. You know, the dude still can play. He can get up. And I'm glad he's in the league. I'm going to enjoy watching him.
Man, I played with Jason yesterday, and I deferred to him a lot because he was in such good shape, and he was so confident scoring the ball. He scored most of our points at the combine. So,
Just looking at him, he is absolutely in playing shape. And Michael Rappaport is with Jason Richardson now. Michael?
Jason, I'm going to keep it quick, brief. The fans are going to want to know, how much do you have in the jump tank, my friend?
About 10%.
10%? Are you ready to play?
Yeah, I'm ready to play, though.
Are you excited to be a part of Big 3? What have you seen the last 2 seasons watching it?
I just think it's old school basketball. Seeing all the guys, some guys I play with, some competitors playing hard, just old school basketball.
All right, I'm going to jump this one back to you guys because I'm with Jason Richardson.
All right, I think I have your vertical at 4. Not quite 44, but 4. Listen, Royce, I want to congratulate you again. Thanks for stopping by the set.
Thank you so much.
We'll be watching closely. Good luck to you in the Big 3 in the 2019 season. The triplets are on the clock. What will Lisa Leslie do with her second round pick? Find out when we come back live from Las Vegas.
Welcome back to the 2019 Big 3 draft. And with the 5th pick in the second round, the triplets select Allen Anderson.
Okay.
Trilogy is on the clock.
Yeah.
So Lisa Leslie went with Chris Johnson in the first round, Allen Anderson in the second round.
I like Allen Anderson. He played with the Killer Threes last year, but he has skill. He can shoot the ball. He's a really, really good shooter, talented. He's an underrated defender. So now you have someone that can step in that position, maybe sub in for Joe Johnson, that you can provide more scoring and can run the high pick and roll up top with Chris Johnson.
All right, so Lisa, it's interesting when you look at the makeup of the roster. Joe Johnson, of course, is her captain, and Gennaro Pargo, Al Jefferson, the co-captains. Are you sort of getting a sense of what she's trying to do here with this roster?
I think she's just really just trying to, build this roster around definitely Al Jefferson and Joe Johnson. I think that's really the key to their success. So now you start to plug in other pieces to the puzzle in order to fix their roster. So now you have Al Jefferson, who's dominant, a left shoulder player, and now you want to bring somebody that can bring that size for those 6'10" guys.
Yeah, you're going to need a shooter, and certainly now they have it. So the trilogy on the clock now, and that pick is in. Let's go down to Clyde Drexler.
And with the 6th pick in the second round of the 2019 Big 3 draft, Trilogy selects Sam Young.
I like it.
All right, so Sam Young, he's a guy that
The Ghost Ballers
we
are
thought
on the clock.
might go in the first 2 rounds, and he is now off the board. Kenyon Martin is the coach, Jason Terry, the captain, the co-captains, James White and David Hawkins, and the trilogy with their first round pick went with Patrick O'Brien.
Yes.
So now you throw Young into that mix.
Well, I
How
like
does it
Sam
fit?
Young. I played against Sam Young in the league, and he's about 6'6", 6'7", very, very physical player that can shoot the ball, can put on the floor, can guard multiple players. Now, he actually, you look at Rashard McCann's retired, he fits that void of a new Rashard McCann's in his own model.
I told you that the second round was going to be lightning fast. There's no downtime here.
Yeah, it's moving.
The pick for the Ghost Ballers is in. Clyde Drexler is at the podium. Let's go down to Clyde now.
And with the 7th pick in the second round of the 2019 Big 3 draft, the Ghost Ballers select Alex Scales. Alex Scales, come on down. The aliens are on the clock.
Okay. What do you make of that, Corey?
Well, you got a shooter, and he can play, and he can guard multiple positions from the 1 and 2. So you think about it, if he's playing at that 2 position on the floor for their team, he's going to stretch you out. Great guy off the high pick and roll. You're going to see a lot of that when you look at from Ghost with Carlos Boozer, Ricky Davis being another scorer on the floor.
40 years old, Alex Scales. Played his college ball in Oregon. Played in the NBA in the mid-2000s with the Spurs.
I remember, yes.
So it's been a minute. what kind of impact might that have on coming back and playing competitive basketball at a high level?
Well, playing for the Spurs, one of the best franchises of all time besides the Patriots, you know this player understands the game. He understands how to fit into a system. And when you look at those players, you just want to add another shooter. And I think they're going to really do that.
Very good. Let's go down to Michael.
Alex, played with the Spurs. You're in the Big 3. How does it feel to be back in professional basketball?
It's a blessing, man. Just want to go out here and compete, play the best I can.
You showed out at the Combine. What was your takeaway from the competition level you saw?
Everybody came and played hard. Just wanted to go out there and compete, play the best that I can.
Guys, we got a champion here. Big 3 Season 3. Let's go.
All right, very good. Michael Rappaport with Alex Scales. The second round is flying by. The Aliens, an expansion team, on the clock. Their pick also in. Gary, are you paying attention? These picks, they're in on time, each and every one. Let's go down.
With the 8th
Clyde
pick
Drexler.
in the second round of the 2019 Big 3 draft, the Aliens select Brandon Rush.
Wow. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there's a name that
The Ball
we
Hogs are on
felt
the
very
clock.
strongly would be drafted. The Aliens probably surprised that he was still available, and they took him.
I look at Brandon almost fell off the podium, but if you look at all the draftees now in this second round, the tallest player on that roster is Dante Green. So the size started in that first round for 6'10 and 6'11.
Yeah.
Now you're going down to about that 6'8 to 6'6. But Brandon Rush can flat out shoot the ball. So you know you got a guy that's 6'6 that can shoot the ball and stretch the floor for their team.
33 years old. Played at Kansas, so he's got some pedigree to him. Brandon Rush is off the clock. The Ball Hogs are on the clock, and we'll get their pick when we come back live from Las Vegas with the Big 3 2019 draft. And we're back from Las Vegas, the 2019 Big 3 player draft. We are making our way now through the second round. The Ball Hogs, 1-7 from a year ago. They selected Will McDonald in the first round. They are on the clock. Their pick is in, and let's go down to Commissioner Clyde Drexler.
With the 9th pick in the second round of the 2019 Big 3 draft, the Ball Hogs select Jermaine Taylor.
Yeah.
Brought him back.
The enemies are on the clock.
So Jermaine Taylor.
Yeah, they had him last year. He played great for him. He was a guy who could do it all, really. You know, he shoot the ball, handle the ball. Go to the rack, dunk, you know, he could do it all. So I'm not surprised they brought him back.
Well, I'm really impressed with the teams that actually brought players back from last season. So you figured if you put in the work the year before, we want to reward you by bringing you back. And Jay Taylor is definitely a player that can fit that board for the Ball Hogs again.
All right, so Jermaine Taylor back with the Ball Hogs. And that brings us to the final pick of the second round, and that belongs to the expansion enemies who took Royce White in the first round. So lucky in the first round, winning the draft lottery.
Yeah.
Not so lucky in round 2 as they'll bring up the rear and pick last. When you look at their roster, Royce White certainly is going to change the complexion. Gilbert Arenas is the captain of the enemies. Perry Jones, Lamar Odom. Who will they add to that list? The pick is in, I'm told. Let's go down to Clyde Drexler.
And with the last pick in the second round of the Big 3 2019 draft, the enemies select Craig Smith.
Ooh. Wow. Underrated player, Craig Smith. I mean, he's about 6'7", maybe about 260, 270. I mean, a low post presence, a low post strength. I mean, if you had to think about a player that he's equivalent to for last season, it would be big baby Glenn Davis.
Wow.
So that's a really good pick for the enemies.
They're going to need it.
And that's a nice comparison.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure.
I mean, with him and Royce, it's going to be.
But he can move.
Yeah, it's going
so
to
you
be pretty.
They add in big guys, 6'8", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", that can move laterally to even guard smaller guards like maybe a Coutinho, Mobley, and myself.
Yeah.
So Craig Smith closes out round number 2. little different here because we saw a run of bigs in the first round. Corey, if you had to sum up the second round, how would you characterize it?
Shooters.
Yeah.
All shooters. You have multiple shooters in that second round. You have, you say the average height is about 6'7.5", 6'8". And so now you're moving from that position.
All right, Craig has made his way to Michael Rappaport. Michael, take it away.
All right, the second pick with the upstart enemies. How does it feel to be a part of the Big 3?
It feels really good to have an opportunity to showcase my skills at this level.
Now, you and Royce White, that's a big, tough tandem to start with. How do you feel about Royce?
We some big animals, you know what I'm saying? I consider myself a rhino, and, he's a big guy as well, so we're going to go out here and do some damage.
Guys, we got rhinos. We got people in the Big 3. It's going to be physical. I cannot wait. As physical as you get is as fit. Oh, this guy's tough. All right, guys.
So 35 years old, a rhino. Good description.
Totally. Probably one of the best. And I had the pleasure of playing against Craig for a long time. Played with the Clippers, multiple teams. But like they said, they're providing size, but also these players that can go down to the low post and destroy smaller players. So from a roster standpoint, if you have smaller players in the game that got to guard Royce Wright or Craig Smith, you're in trouble.
It's a matchup nightmare.
Yeah, without
it really
a doubt.
is.
And Rappaport better stop,
He's somebody
gonna slap
somebody
him.
gonna, do a hip check on this dude.
I think Michael can handle his own. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know. 2 rounds in the books. So if you thought the second round was fast, buckle up. The teams get 1 round to get their pick in for the third round. It's our lightning round, and it's coming up when we come back live from Las Vegas.